First, we're going to start off by rolling the left calf. You can place your right leg over the left calf as it's on the foam roller to add a little extra pressure. Roll right in the meat of the calf, turn to the sides, find any knots, and concentrate on those areas. Next, we're going to shift the foam roller to the left hamstring. Again, you can cross that right leg over up on top of the left leg to add a little extra pressure as you roll that foam roller right in the meat of the hamstring, all the way up to the bottom of the glute, down to a couple inches above the knee. Shift side to side, finding those knots. Now we're going to turn to our left side. We're going to bring that right leg up and over, placing the foot flat on the ground for support. As we roll that left leg down the side of the leg, all the way down about an inch above the knee, and all the way up towards the hip, rolling the IT band. Moving on now to the quad and hip flexor. You're going to turn laying flat on the foam roller, have your right leg off so all the pressure is on your left, and then you roll the front of the leg all the way down to about an inch or two above the knee and all the way up into the hip. Now you're going to turn around and take a seat on the foam roller on your left glute just off-centered, placing your left ankle up onto the right knee, creating that figure 4 position, and roll around on that left glute, finding the spots that are tender. Now we're going to shift over to the right glute, crossing the right ankle up on the left knee, creating that figure 4 position to get the glute right onto the foam roller. You're going to shift around until you find the knots, find the problem areas, and work them out. Now you're going to turn around, laying your legs flat on the foam roller, shifting most of your weight over onto your right quad, and you're going to roll the right quad and hip flexors. So all the way down to about 2 inches above the knee, finding all those knots, pausing and working those spots out, and then all the way up into the hip as well. Now you're going to turn to your side and shift your weight to put all the pressure on the side of your right leg. You're going to put your left foot flat on the ground to stabilize your body as you roll the right IT band with the foam roller all the way down the side of the leg, about an inch or so above the knee, and all the way up into the hip. Now you're going to turn around and we're going to get the foam roller directly under the right hamstring. You can cross that left leg up on top of the right leg to add a little extra pressure as you roll the foam roller all the way up just below the glute and all the way down to a couple inches above the knee, shifting your weight side to side to find those knots. Now we're going to shift the foam roller under the right calf. You can rest the left leg up on top of the right leg to add a little extra pressure as you roll right in the meat of the calf. Find those knots, pause on them, work them out. Now it's time to move on to the hip adductors. So you're going to straddle the foam roller with your left leg resting on top, lots of pressure on that inner thigh, rolling the foam roller all the way up into the groin and all the way down towards the knee. Now we're going to shift over to the right hip adductor, putting the foam roller under the right leg on the inner thigh and rolling back and forth all the way up into the right inner groin and all the way down towards the knee. Now you're going to stand up, you're going to place the foam roller on the ground, resting your left foot up on top, put the heel to the ground to stretch the calf, lean the hands down, if you can, touch the ground, otherwise down to the foam roller itself, and then you're going to perform hip flexions from there on out, pushing the butt back, stretching the hamstring, stretching the calf. You're going to continue the hip flexions, pushing the butt back, stretching the quad and hamstring, except this time, every time at the top, you're going to twist off to the left side, touch the ground, pause for a second, and then bring it back to middle. Again, continue doing the hip flexions, pushing the butt back, stretching the hamstring and calf, and this time, every time you extend out, you're going to twist off to the right side. Pause touching the ground for a little bit, come back to neutral. Now switch over to resting the right foot up on the foam roller, right heel down to the ground. Again, reach down to the ground if you can in front of you, or down to the foam roller, bend that knee, flex the hip back, pushing the butt back to stretch that hamstring and calf up and down. Continuing with the hip flexions, every time you extend up, you're going to twist off to the right side, pause for a second, touching the ground, and then come back to middle. Keep performing the hip flexions, and this time, every time you extend up, pushing the butt back, stretching the hamstring and calf, you're going to twist off to the left side, touch the ground, pause for a second, and then bring it back to neutral. Now you're finished with the foam roller, you can toss that off to the side. We're going to get down to a runner's lunge with little knee circles. You're going to bring that left leg up along the outside of the left arm, right leg back with the knee off the ground. You're going to hold that left foot flat to the ground with the left hand and do forward rotations as big as you can with that left knee. Now you're going to switch the rotation to be going in the reverse direction. Again, make those circles with that left knee as big and wide as they can while holding that left foot flat. Now we're going to shift to Spider-Man with torso twist, so you're dropping that left hand down to the ground. You're going to twist the right arm up over your head as far as you can, twisting your torso, and then bring your right arm down and twist the left arm, alternating back and forth. Now change over to the right leg runner's lunge with little knee circles. Left leg's back, knees off the ground. Right leg is out on the outside of the right arm. Right hand is holding that foot flat as you're performing forward rotations with that knee as wide as you can. Now change direction of the knee circles to go in the reverse direction, again holding the foot flat and creating as wide of circles as you can. Now to the Spider-Man with torso twist again, placing that right hand flat on the ground, lifting the left arm up and behind you, twisting your torso as far as you can. Pause for a second, bring your left arm down flat, and twist the right arm back, alternating sides. Now you're going to stand up and we're going to stretch and work the entire posterior chain. You're going to have a wide stance, knees slightly bent, pushing the butt back as far as it can go, stretching those hamstrings. Fire your lower back, pull your arms back as far as they can go, trying to pull your shoulder blades like you're putting them in your back pockets, and just hold. Now you're going to bring your arms forward in front of you and up as high as they can go without lifting your chest. Keep your knees slightly bent, pushing that butt back, and as high as you reach and as far as you reach, lean that butt back even further, and again, just hold. Bring the arms back again, squeezing the scapulas, pulling the shoulder blades down and back like you're trying to put them in your back pockets, and hold here again. Palms down towards the ground, lift those arms up as high as they can go, push that butt back, keep focusing on all that. Now you're going to reach your arms directly out in front of you as far as they can go, and for as far as you reach out, you want to lean that butt back and stretch the hamstrings even more, keeping that lower back really strong. Now, while keeping your butt lean back and stretching those hamstrings, you'll bring your hands flat to the ground, twisting the left arm and torso as far as it can go. And every time you bring that left arm up, you want to feel a slight pull on that right inner thigh. Pause for about a second and then back down. Now switching sides, and you're going to start turning the right arm and torso over. Again, every time that right arm comes up, you should feel a slight pull on that left inner thigh. Pause for about a second and then back down. Keep the butt lean back and stretch those hamstrings. Continue twisting that right arm up for about 5 more seconds, and then you're done. You made it. Congratulations.